G'day everyone, this is Health Highlights. Health Highlights is a show about health, health professionals and the people and the stories behind their names that we hear about but we seldom get to meet. And C.S. Lewis said that hardship often prepares ordinary people for extraordinary things. And today we've got a very special interview for you. Lauren Parker is with us today. How are you, Lauren?
Yeah, pretty good, thank you.
That's the way. And many of you have heard Lauren's story and the hardship that she's been through, but she's also taken that hardship and she is doing extraordinary things and is going to be a woman that is going to inspire so many people in Australia and around the world for many years to come. So thank you for joining us, Lauren. Firstly, tell us, you've just been to Europe. Tell us, what did you do over there and how did you go?
Yeah, so I've just been over to France and Italy. I've competed in 2 races over there. One was part of the World Series and one was a World Cup race, and both of these races were for me to gain points, qualifying points that will go towards the World Championships in September on the Gold Coast. So that's my major goal for this year, is the World Champs. So I had 2 great races and I couldn't get a better result than 2 firsts. So I won my first series race, which was pretty good. So I was so happy with my achievement.
Wonderful. And so going on to the World Champs, how is it looking for you there? How do you think you'll go in September?
Yeah, it'll definitely be challenging. I mean, I want it to be a challenge, and if I can beat those girls that are top in the sport, then it'll be all worth it. But yeah, my goal is just to do my best, and it'll be hard training between now and then. And my goal is to get a podium. Yeah.
Good on you. Well, you've so far got firsts and thirds and with the Commonwealth Games, so you're doing amazingly well. So let's go back. Let's go back before your accident. So can you just tell everybody, you were definitely involved a lot in triathlons and you just turned professional, so can you sort of give us a bit of idea of what you were up to back then?
Yep. So I've been doing triathlon for a good 10 years, and starting off as doing the ITU, International Triathlon Union races, which is the shorter distance, sprint distance and Olympic distance triathlons. And I was racing at a high level around the world in those distances, and then I decided to move into longer course triathlons, a half Ironman distance and Ironman distance, which is which is a 3.8 kilometre swim, a 180 kilometre bike ride and a 42 kilometre marathon. And I did pretty well, winning my first Ironman as an age group, 25 to 29 year old, and that qualified me for the World Championships in Kona, Hawaii, which is, the top of the sport. That's everyone's goal, is to get to Hawaii. And that was in 2014. I raced my first Hawaii and I came away with a 10th. And then the next year I also qualified again and I came away with a 2nd in the world. So that was a really good, my highest achievement as an athlete competing in Ironman. Straight after that I turned professional and I raced around the world doing a few of the Ironman events, gaining as much experience as possible in the pro ranks. And in 2017 my goal was Ironman Port Macquarie.
Yep.
In May 2017. That was the goal goal race that I'd been working towards for a good 6 months of my training. So
it was obviously training for that your accident happened in April 2017. So can you just share a little bit of what happened?
Yeah, so it was a normal training day, 2 weeks out from Ironman Port Macquarie, and I was training with my training partner Brad Fernley and another training partner, Dasha, I like to call him, and it was a perfect sunny day. We were going for a ride. We were actually supposed to be going for a swim, and we decided to change the plans a little bit, and we did the ride first, and I had a 2-hour ride with a few hard efforts. It was my last hard training ride before tapering down to my race. So I was feeling the best I've ever felt, the fittest I've ever been, and I was really looking forward to what I could do on race day. And I had 2 minutes to go of my last effort, and both my tyres burst and I went 45 k's an hour into the guardrail. and that instantly left me paralysed from the waist down. I had a fractured scapula, punctured lung, broken ribs, fractured pelvis, and broken back at the T12 level. So that, yeah, changed my life in a split second.
Mm-hmm. And have they investigated the accident and they found no reason why you both ties? I mean, it's an extraordinary thing for that to happen.
Yeah, they're doing investigations still at the moment.
Okay.
There is something, obviously something's caused it, but it's in the process of, working out those things. Yeah.
Okay. And so then you were flown down to Sydney and rehab began. So when did it become apparent that things weren't going to get better and that you were going to be left paralysed?
Yeah, so I got flown by helicopter to Royal North Shore Hospital, and I was there for 3 months, and that was quite a tough journey. I went through quite a lot physically, and it wasn't until I got to rehab, which, I spent 3 months in hospital, then 3 months in rehab, and it wasn't until then that I actually realised that, this is my new life now. I need to accept it. Not that I still haven't accepted it, I don't think, but that, I just realised that I've got two decisions that I could go one way and not do anything with my life and sit in the chair and do nothing, or I could go the other way and be positive and do what I can with my life with what I've got now. So that's the path that I chose, and that's led me to now.
Wonderful. I mean, it would be such a hard thing to be such an active person and then be suddenly life is completely changed. So how did you go about processing through that, and who really helped you in that time to really get to where you are now?
Yeah, so I have some fantastic support around me. One of those people is Brad Fernley, who was my training partner. He was next to me when he had my accident, or when I had my accident, sorry, and he's been training with me for the last 10 years. He's like a dad, he's a best friend, and without him and his support, I wouldn't be where I am today. And also my family, my mum, my brother, and sister-in-law, they've been a massive support as well. Mum's spending every day at the hospital with me, definitely helped me through the journey that I was going through. And then the triathlon community, they've been absolutely amazing. I've had so many messages from people that I don't even know, showing me that their support and just showing that care. So it's the fantastic support that I've had around me that's helped me to be positive and helped me to rise above what I've been dealt and move forward and get back into what I love doing, and that's triathlon and sport. Yeah, that's
great. Wonderful. So what would you say are some of the key things, or even the key mindsets that have really helped you refocus back on what you love?
Yeah, basically just to be positive and to never give up. Brad and I, we always have had the word can't in our mind, and it's definitely since my accident that word has really set in. Like there's nothing that I cannot do. So the word can't doesn't even come into the equation. So I can get back into triathlon. I can, learn how to use a hand cycle and a racing chair. Yes, it's different, much different to what I've been used to, but at least I'm getting, and being able to do what I love. Yeah. And
look, that's seen in your life that you've just taken on these things and you're doing it, and that's amazing, and that's just such a credit to you and your strength. So transitions are a big thing in triathlons. So you transition from the bike to the run, from the swim to the bike. how has the transition been from being able-bodied to being disabled? I'm sure it's been very tough. Can you sort of give us an idea of how that transition has gone for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's a massive transition, life-changing transition. Everything is different now, and I've had to accept that everything will be different, and there's so many challenges, day-to-day challenges that I now have as a paraplegic, and things that people don't even realise that, you know, we have to go through on a daily basis. Everything is much harder than what it used to be. And then you can look at the racing side of transitions, and I've had to I've come from, you know, doing transitions in a normal triathlon, going from swim to bike to run, to now getting used to new equipment, not being able to use half my body and transferring myself, you know, from the swim into my hand cycle and then hand cycle into my racing chair. So I've had to adapt quite quickly to get to where I am today.
Wonderful, yeah. And you've done amazingly well in what you're doing. I mean, you're doing some great results, and so you've transitioned amazingly well. And I think the world has gone, wow, it's amazing to see. I know I was blown away just to see that you were there after 4 or 5 months at the Commonwealth Games. So it's a credit to you. So tell us about the Commonwealth Games. That would have been an amazing experience. Was that just mind-blowing to be there and to see what happened?
I didn't even believe that I was there. Like, when the opening ceremony was on, just that's when I realised that, you know, I'd made such a big achievement in a short space of time. And just, yeah, the atmosphere, especially in the athletes village, the atmosphere in there with all the athletes was incredible. Meeting so many different people from all over the world was again an experience. And
Prince Charles, what was it like to meet Prince Charles?
Yeah, he was very interesting.
Yeah.
He didn't say a lot, but that was a good moment. And just being able to race in front of my own country, like in my own country, was a fantastic experience, and one that I'll always remember, and one that will probably be the closest to me, because I can look back at, you know, my bronze medal and know that everything that I had been through in that past year has brought me to that bronze medal, so I'll always remember it.
It's amazing. It's an amazing result. So what's next? You were just telling us that you've actually just had something happen today, which is very exciting.
Yeah.
And what else? Where else to for Lauren now?
Yeah, so today I got my car license, which I'm now on the road. Now
Wonderful.
have my independence back and can get myself to training and to places that I need to be. But next on the calendar will be the World Championships in September.
Yep.
And then next year will be all focused towards 2020 Paralympics, getting points. So the points start now, the qualification points, and yeah, it'll be all focused towards 2020. So
Wonderful.
I want to win gold.
Yeah, good on you. Yeah, we'll be cheering you on. So just one last question. Many of us out there, and you know, we see a lot in our medical world, have obstacles or have a life-changing event. What would you say to someone out there who is going through something like that? What encouragement could you give them?
Definitely have a positive mindset, because as soon as you let negativity creep in, that's when you get down. Rise above the circumstance, and there's always someone worse off than yourself. And everyone goes through their own journeys and obstacles that they've got to overcome. But yeah, just to be positive and to never give up in your circumstance.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, thank you everyone for joining us, and Lauren, thank you so much for your time and for being an inspiration to me, to us, to Australia. You are truly an amazing woman, and we really look forward to seeing what you're going to do in the years to come. Gold is it's going to be awesome. I'm looking forward to the Paralympics and to see how you go. And thank you everyone. We're going to have another incredible interview for you next week. Same time, same place, 12:30. Remember, healing is a gift, health a responsibility. Have a fabulous week. See you later.
Thanks.
Thank you.